So the Nissan LEAF is now coming up on its 10th birthday. And this is an important car that we're looking at today. Launched back in 2010, the original version's coming from Japan with a 24 kilowatt hour battery. Developed into this, what we have here today, which is the 30. Then on in 2018 to the 40 kilowatt hour battery. And in more recent months, the 62 kilowatt hour battery. But it was this car, apart from the famous Teslas that we all know about, that really got the keys of electric cars into the hands of Irish drivers. So we're going to have a look at these two today, have a little comparison on the way. Today I'm joining Derek Reilly of EV Review Ireland. He has the young buck of a son to my old pony here. This is the bigger, the faster, the better looking car. This is the one that's really going to get all the girls. Or is it? So today we're going to take them out for a spin, do a little comparison and see how it works out. Ready to go? Let's do it. So this car that I'm in now, this is actually my own. I bought it about 2.5 years ago when it was 13 months old and had 19,000 kilometers on the clock. An import to the UK. So I've had it for a further 2.5 years, about 3.5 years old now, and it's up to 76,000 kilometers, give or take. And it's just incredible how well the car is still performing. Now this is the point where all the EV skeptics are shouting at me, oh, those electric cars, the batteries just die after a couple of years. So I have what is one of, at this stage in Ireland anyway, the oldest, slowest, smallest battery electric cars on the road. And I only last week got the best range that I've ever gotten out of the car. It did 241 kilometers before I plugged in. I chickened out really and plugged in at that stage. I probably would have done a little bit more. Now on the original LEAFs, they did degrade over time, there's no doubt about it. But with this one, with Nissan having changed the battery chemistry back in about 2015, it's a lot more resilient, lasts a lot longer. In terms of degradation, I really can't tell at this stage. Sure, it must have degraded, there's no doubt about it, but the difference is so small that I just can't tell at this stage. So after that amount of time and mileage, I just thought I'd give you a little breakdown of what's gone wrong with the car and things like that. So take out a pen and paper now, because this is going to take a while. So after about 70,000 kilometers, late 60, 70,000 kilometers, I had to get 2 new front tires. Fair enough. And that's it. 75,000 kilometers, 2 new tires. Still on the originals on the back. There's a good chance I'm going to get to 100 on them. Sorry, I tell a lie. The back wiper blade, the bit of rubber on it, has started to peel off. I'm going to have to replace that. That's going to cost me in the region of €10, I'd say. 75,000k, that's it. So as you probably know, with the Nissan LEAF, there's 3 levels of spec, certainly for the last few years. What we're in now is what we call in Ireland anyway, the SVE spec. It's the top level of the 3. In the UK, you guys call it the Tecna, which is actually a far better naming system. I think we got the SV and the SVE. It's quite boring, but anyway. And this car it's a nice place to be. It's not gonna set the world afire. It's not a €100,000 Mercedes. It's it doesn't have that minimalist, stylish, depending on your point of view, interior of the Model 3, but it's a nice place to be. I've actually got a lot of spec in here. I've got cruise control, I've got heated seats, individually controlled in the front, the passenger, rear heated seats. I've got a heated steering wheel. I've got what's called a cold pack as well. So in the depths of winter, as I'm sitting at home, it's pretty cold outside, I know I'm going to leave in a few minutes, I just take out the app on my phone, program the car to heat itself up, defrost, and I walk out into a nice comfortable car. It's a relatively powerful car as well. I know that the association with electric cars is milk floats, they're so slow. This car puts out about 108 horsepower, which isn't gigantic in itself, but the big thing with electric cars is how it delivers that power. You've got 100% and 100 of the power, 100% of the torque on tap, 100% of the time. It's got a Bose surround sound system, you've got sat nav, of course air conditioning. So as I said, it's leather seats, it's a nice place to be. So we're here on the motorway now. We're just going to keep up a steady 100 kilometers. Motorways typically aren't the best friend of electric cars, but the reason that we're doing this is we want to show one of the main differences between what I have here, the old pony, the old Nissan LEAF, and the car that Derek's in just behind me. He's got what Nissan are actually quite excited about is the Nissan Pro Pilot, and it got a host of features. So this original LEAF, it's got cruise control, and it's actually quite easy to operate. I can just hit the cancel button, feel the car slowing down now a little bit, flick the reset button, brings me straight back up to 100 kilometers an hour. I can adjust it in ones as well. I've been in cars in the past where you can only go up and down by 5 kilometers an hour. I find that a little bit frustrating. So I just flick the little button on the steering wheel down, 1, 2, 3, and it just drops straight back down. Same to go up again. Also, if you do adjust your speed, so if I cancel it now, the cars drop back to 90, just click set, and it stays on a level 90 again. Now this isn't particularly sophisticated, but you know, we're in a model that essentially goes back nearly 10 years. We're up in the beautiful Wicklow Mountains, fantastic weather, and there's a particular point that I'm looking for, and it's coming up here now. Ah yes, I see it. Here we go. So this is a particular point that we've come to in the Wicklow Mountains, and I wanted to stop at this exact spot because this little bridge that we're standing on top of now, the stream that comes up, that's the source of the river Liffey, right there. Stone's throw just up there. Yeah, that Amazonian behemoth of a torrent that flows through Dublin starts just here. But there's another reason for that, and that's we're at 520 meters above sea level. Now, in a regular car, petrol, diesel, even a self-charging hybrid, the brakes are going to be screaming at you, no, don't do it. But we're in an electric car. This is a little bit different. So I'm sitting here at 57% battery, 520 meters above sea level. So let's head downhill and see what happens. So one of the other major differences that you're looking at between the older generation LEAF and the new one, is something that Derek has in his car, and that's the e-pedal. Now that essentially turns his car into a one-pedal driving car. So it'll be really interesting to catch up with Derek on the way down and just see how he feels about that and what sort of difference that makes to driving, especially dropping 500 meters of altitude over about 15 kilometers. We're going to catch up with Derek. Derek, how are you getting on? How's your battery fixed?
Good, I'm at 85%.
85? Yeah. Benefits of a 62 kilowatt hour battery. What were you on when you left the shopping centre at Carrickmines?
I was on 94, I think, so 9%.
So you've moved 9, and I was on 80, and I've lost 23. Just goes to show you the difference, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. And you know what? One of the funny things is, the size of the battery that's in your car is almost identical to what it was in one of the original LEAFs.
It's the battery performance and efficiency that's improved over the years. It hasn't got it's not a bigger battery physically. The capacity is bigger.
So we're going to head down. You excited to try out this e-pedal?
Looking forward to it.
We'll see how it works out, and we'll see you at the bottom. So here we are back down in Carrick Mines, having left the source of the Liffey 24 kilometres away. And the reason that we were doing that was just to show you what regenerative braking is and how it works. So over the 24 kilometres, my car went from 56% down to 55. Really only used 1% battery, which is absolutely fantastic. How did you get on, Derek? Because your car has the very, very fancy e-pedal.
Same, 1% as well. So
Yeah.
it was really good. I used the pedal 3 times coming down the mountain, hill, whatever you want to call it. But 1% battery down. So yeah, very happy with it.
Okay, yeah, excellent. So you can really see from that camera angle the difference in cars, the evolution that this has gone through. The old pony is, to the casual observer anyway, almost identical to the car that came out nearly 10 years ago. But you can really see the evolution that the car has gone through. It's a lot sharper now. It's definitely developed a lot more. Yeah, you've no need for me to go through any more details on this. I think Derek from EV Review of Ireland is going to have a full video on it, and he'll go through all the details with you then and show you the inside and the materials, how it works, costs, all that kind of stuff. So check out that review when he gets it up as well. So the new car, there's no, well, to my mind anyway, it's better looking. It's faster, it's got a much longer range, it's got more tech. It's a better car all around. That's what happened, cars evolve. But this, we can't forget about it, it's an important car. Need to remember that more than 50% of the cars that are on Irish roads now are Nissan LEAFs. Nearly 500,000 of these cars have been sold. It was the first car really to hit the mass market, to get keys to an electric car in people's hands. Sure, we've got the Model 3 now making huge inroads into that. I think the sales have surpassed it. But this was doing it back in 2010. I absolutely love this car. I've done more than 50,000 kilometres in it. It's going to take a lot to get me out of it. When we look back on the history of electric cars, this will be an important car, I think. So thanks for watching the show. Please subscribe to the channels, follow us on the social medias. I hope you enjoyed the video and just seeing the evolution of the car over time. Thanks for watching.